All right, you guys, welcome to the Rising Leaders Call. I am so excited for today. My friend Libby Mepham, did I say your last name right?
Everybody says it wrong, but it's fine. It's
How do you
it's like so it's Mepham.
Mepham? Okay,
Yeah.
Libby
Not
Mepham
at
is
all how it
here.
looks. So every time somebody does it wrong, I'm like, I'm unbothered.
It's the like PH sound. It's not traditional. I like it.
Right. It's British. It's British.
Ah,
My husband's a Brit.
all right.
I
Well,
know.
Libby is here. And y'all, I have known Libby for a little while now, and I just love and respect her so much. Because not only is her story incredible of kind of being at Plexus and then leaving to do her own thing and then coming back, she is also on the team of my dear friend Chelsea Dassinger. And I just heard Chelsea speaking just wonders about Libby as she was coming up. And what I love about Libby is her resilience. Not everything in this business has been easy, and you're walking through hard right now, literally. And
Yeah.
so that's who I want to bring on this call is people who are walking through it because we've all walked through it. We're walking through it. We will walk through it in the future. And I think that that is the thing. If you can learn how to stay resilient and stay present, even when life happens, when you fail, and turn it into failing forward, um, that's what changes your life here. So, Libby, I'm just so excited to hear from you, and I'm going to let you take it away, girl.
Well, I am so dang grateful to be here, really and truly. I have the gift of gab, so this is my favorite. Anytime anybody's like, "Do you want to speak on a call?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." Except we're in a very unique position. I'll just give y'all a warning. If I have to unmute and you like kind of see me dry heaving, I'm fine. I had surgery a week ago on my uterus, and they put me on a really high dose of estrogen, and so I'm like having a lot of like fake pregnancy symptoms, and I'm like, I'm dying. I think I'm gonna die. I texted Chelsea and I'm like, I have recently mastered the skill of like laughing while dry heaving. So I like that's a win. Like that is a win. But I feel fine. It's just like some of these like random things. So if you like see me unmute, like I'll come back in like 2 seconds, no worries. But my name is Libby and my story is actually really unique. So I actually joined Plexus back in 2017. I was 20. I fell in love with the products. I fell in love with the compensation plan. I fell in love with the community. Like I just fell in love with all of it. And being submerged in the personal development at age 20 is the greatest thing that God has ever done for me. So I was part of the company from 2017 to like late 2020, early 2021. And my Instagram and TikTok really took off. My TikTok grew to like 50,000 followers and my Instagram grew to like 10,000 followers. So I was like, peace out. I'm going to be an influencer. Like, see y'all later. Bye. Like, this was really when the influencer culture was starting to take off, right? Like, in that late 2020 or early 2021 era when like everybody and their mother was suddenly like an influencer and had a like to know it account. So I was like, great, I'm going to go do that. So I closed my Plexus account and I went and I was an influencer for about 3.5 years. I had a like to know it account. I had an Amazon storefront. I was part of the Creator Fund. I was doing brand deals. I was doing UGC. Like I was really doing all of the things. All of the things that every influencer was doing, I was doing them. But in those 3.5 years, I only ever made $1,100 total. Like that wasn't like the biggest check that I was ever written. Like that was my total payout. Like still today, like I can go and look and like $1,100 was my biggest payout. I got a lot of free product, but I don't know about you. Like, have y'all ever shown up to your landlord and be like, I have all this free product. Like, what does this do for me? Nothing. It does nothing for you. Like, free product is not going to pay your bills. Like, whatever. And so in that time, I had also competed in bodybuilding. I competed in the bikini division. So I got down to be like itty bitty. I am 5'1", which surprises a lot of people. Actually, everybody thinks that I'm like 5'7" because I have this huge personality. I'm not. I am literally like the tiniest human you've ever met in your life. I'm like this itty bitty person. But I got down to about 103 pounds. That's like what I stepped on stage at. And 6 months after I competed, I had gained 50 pounds in 6 months. Now, some of that I needed to gain back, but like not all of that. My body was like, sister girl, what are we doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm packing in the back. I'm like, I'm not going to the bathroom. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, my hormones were all over the place. My cycle wasn't regular. And I just remember thinking, I cannot live this way. Like, one, I can't live this way physically. Like, I feel awful, but also I know that the Lord is calling me for more. So I actually reached out to Chelsea because Chelsea was a sideline sister of mine the first time I did Plexus, and I had been following her, and I just adore her. I look up to her a lot. She's in that next season of life. And so when I'm making choices and decisions, I was like, I just really look up to Chelsea a lot. So I reached out to her as a mentor first. And so her and I started talking, and I was like, dude, can I please get back on triplex? Like, please give me the triplex again. Like, I need it. Like, I'm a disaster. So I started back on the products. My husband and I at the time were living in Chicago. He was a chef at the time and in the Army Reserves. And we got engaged in June. And then in July, deployment orders were cut. And I was like, great. Live, laugh, love this for me. Like, this is so wonderful. How fantastic. So I planned our wedding in 75 days, which was crazy. I was working 12-hour days as a chiropractic assistant and then working on the side at Abercrombie while building my Plexus business. And I will tell you, like, the trenches of that hard season are the foundation of what my Plexus business was built on. Really and truly. Like working 12-hour days and working another job. I feel like that is not something that I talk about enough right now because I think a lot of people look at me now. This is what I get to do full time. I'm so incredibly blessed, but that was not always the case. Like there were days when I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, taking the dogs for a walk, driving a 45 to hour commute to work in Chicago traffic, getting to work, working all day, coming home, working my business on my lunch break. I used to make a promise to myself, and this probably isn't the most healthy thing in the world to do, but I said to myself, I was like, on your lunch break, you do not get to eat your lunch until you record an Instagram story and until you send your reach outs for the day. Then you can eat. Because girl's gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. Like I'm an eater. Like I'm gonna eat always. And so that was my motivation. So I did. Every day I would do that and be like, good, give me my food. Like praise the Lord for that. So that was really the foundation of what my Plexus business was built on. So my husband and I got married in October. We moved to Michigan, which is where we're both from, in December around Christmas time. And then my husband left in February. And my husband actually left in February of not this past year, but the year before. And I dropped him off at the unit to be deployed the same day that I drove to the airport to go on the cruise for Leaders Retreat. And I said to myself, I got on that cruise, and it truly, the Lord is so sweet in that to just be like, here, I know that you're going through a hard time, but I'm going to surround you with the people who love you the most, right? So I was able to room with Chelsea, and it was great, and it was perfect. And I stood on that ship, and I made a very sweeping declaration. I was like, this is going to be my emerald year. Now, I say that I have not hit emerald yet, but what I want to really hit home is I made that sweeping declaration and I had 66 points in my back office. I rounded out the month of February with 66 points. I didn't have a single runner, but I was like, you know what? If I'm going to go through a really hard season, if my husband is about to be deployed for 10 months, I'm going to do something with it. Like, if I'm going to go through hard, I'm going to go through hard, and we're going to come out on the other side smelling like roses. Like, it's not going to be easy. I knew that. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. So I dove in and I was like, you know what? How am I going to do this? I really asked myself that. Like, how am I going to build an Emerald team? And the first thing and the biggest nugget that I really want to give y'all is if you are looking at your back office and you are also seeing points that look a lot like 66, but you know in your heart that the Lord is calling you for more, what I want you to do right now is start showing up as a leader on social media. That's what I did. I was like, you know what? The rest of the world has no idea what my back office looks like. For all they know, I've got diamond points. For all they know, I'm looking at 4,500 points at the end of every month and I'm just raking in the cash. And so I'm going to position myself that way. And I did. And I will tell you from that moment on, my business has like continued to expand. Now, that's not to say that there weren't bumps and hiccups along the way. There are still bumps and there are still hiccups. Like this is hard. And I think that that is one of the things that we are learning. If you've been in this for a while, or even if you're new, network marketing is changing. It is changing, and I personally believe for the better. I really think that women are coming into this no longer for a side hustle. Women are coming into this for a career. Women are coming into this because I don't know about y'all. So I'm 29. I'll be 30 in February. So I really have grown up like in the social media world. And there are a lot of women my age. I really think that like my age gap, like I would probably say like 27 to 32-year-olds right now, we were really the ones who were like, I want to go to college, but I actually don't think I'm going to do that. Like, I didn't go to college. That was not something that I wanted to do. It did not make sense to me. One, I had a 2.0 in high school. That was my GPA. Like, that was part of it. One, college really wasn't on the table, but like, also, it did not make financial sense for me. I will never forget, I grew up in Michigan, and so University of Michigan, like U of M, was right there. And so many people from my high school, because it was 15 minutes down the road, were going to U of M. And I'll never forget my sweet friend Sarah Miller. I asked her one day, she got into U of M. I was like, well, what are you going for? She's like, oh, I have no idea. I'm like, you're about to spend so much money to not have a single idea of what you're doing. That didn't make sense to me, right? And there are a lot of people my age who, and whatever age group you're in too, like Chelsea and I have talked about this, a lot of them went to college, are in a career, and now somebody else is raising their babies. I'm not playing that game. That is a game that I am unwilling to play. Like that, I don't have babies yet. We are in the middle of wild infertility, and I'm having a blast. We're having a blast. I love it so much. It's great. But I will be damned if somebody else raises my babies when they get here. And I share that with so much boldness because there are so many women sitting in that seat, which is why this is a career. And so I want y'all to look at it differently. When this is hard, and it's hard, you've got to develop a certain level of grit in this because my husband and I talk about this a lot. Plexus is a volunteer army, right? It's a volunteer army. Unfortunately, my paycheck, whether my like if my husband has a crappy day and his soldiers are like driving him absolutely nuts and they didn't do a single thing, he gets paid regardless. We do not. And here's what I will tell you is when you are in the hard seasons, when you are in a spot, I'll share this with y'all. This isn't something that I have actually shared other than with Chelsea, but I laid in bed the other night staring at the ceiling fan. I'm not that person. I'm a lights out, good night, asleep in 7 minutes. But I laid there staring at the ceiling fan and I was like, do I want to do this? Like, do I still want to build with Plexus or do I need to go? Sorry, there's a bug. Or do I need to go and find a different job? I'll just be honest. Like, that was a very serious conversation I had with myself, which I'm sure if you follow me on social media or you know anything about me, you're like, I would never guess that Libby would doubt this. But I woke up the next morning and I'm like, the only reason I feel that way is because I'm so damn good at my job. If you haven't questioned, if you haven't questioned if you're in this and if you want to be in this, you're probably not trying hard enough. I'm giving my blood, sweat, and tears to this. This is hard. This is hard. And I don't think enough people really talk about how network marketing is a skill and it's a career, and this is hard. But you also want to know something? There's also a lot of money on the table for doing something hard. And when you really talk about it, like when you really break this down at a level, we're talking about potentially one day making 20 grand, right? Like if you hit this if you hit the rank of diamond, or if you're Celeste Gwen, I don't know if y'all saw her slip up the other day in her stories where she shared that she made $198,000 in 1 month. Y'all, we are talking about a pink drink on the internet with billions of users. Get over yourself. Build the business and get in the trenches because yes, this is hard, but like also, is it really that hard? You know what I mean? Like, is it really like this is not life or death. This is not, that was something that I said, and maybe I need to bring myself back to this. Something that I said to myself a lot when my husband was deployed. So my husband was deployed to Kuwait. So he was over in the Middle East last year. And he used to have to put goggles on to walk from the barracks to his office every day because they had sandstorms. And if he didn't, the sand would get in his eyes. It was so hot. They did, like it was crazy living conditions. I don't know if y'all know this, but like also in the Middle East, they don't have bathrooms. Like my husband used a porta potty for 10 months. Could you imagine like eating military food with a ton of men, like living in the Middle East? I don't even want to, like, that's disgusting, but whatever. And so when I was having a hard day and I didn't want to keep showing up and I didn't want to send the connection messages and I didn't want to go and talk in my stories and I didn't want to send the follow-ups, you know what I would say to myself? Sandstorm, 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 sandstorm. And I would sit there with my phone and I would be like, sandstorm, sandstorm, sandstorm. Because really, is talking about a pink drink on the internet harder than my husband being deployed away from his family in the Middle East? No, get over yourself. Like sometimes we've got to have that tough love with ourselves where it's like, girlfriend, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. This is not that deep. I tell my team that all the time. Like, this is crazy impactful. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. This opportunity can be so incredibly impactful, but it's not that deep. Like, it is really and truly at the end of the day, it's not that deep. And so if you can just remember that you are going for something so much bigger, and it's going to be hard. Like, I'll be honest, I'm in a rebuilding season, and I had one of my really big runners come back from Leaders Retreat from Cancun after she was also a really big top earner at Cancun and decide that she didn't want to do this anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And it was because she got pregnant. And that was when our infertility started. And so we were supposed to push for Emerald, and she was supposed to push for Ruby, which would have been a really big push for me. And in March, she quit because she got pregnant. So not only was I not pushing for Emerald, but I also wasn't getting pregnant. And I had to either sit and be sad. I had two options. I could sit and be sad or get over it. Like, I love her so much, but if I continue to sit in the sadness of people who have left me, I'm never going to go anywhere, and I'm not going to serve the people who have the potential to come up and fill their spot. Because all the love in my heart, all the love in my heart to her, there's always another train coming. Like, there will always, like, we are talking, like, there are billions of people wandering around on this earth. And don't get me wrong, she is great. And I could cry just talking about it because there will never be anybody that will replace her, like, ever. And that's sad. Do I think that she could have gone diamond? Yes. But also, in the same breath, how grateful am I that she decided to tap out when pushing for Ruby than when she was pushing for Emerald or Sapphire or Diamond, because that would have hurt so much more. And that's something that I have to remind myself of. And also, you can't do the work for other people. That's another thing. You cannot do the work for other people. You can't. If you are building a team and you've got people coming in, you can love on them, you can give them all of the tools, but at the end of the day, you cannot do the work for them. And so this is something that I'm currently trying to balance. And Christina Williams asked this at convention. She asked John Maxwell this. She said, "How do you like decide who is a true player and who is a pretender?" I don't know if anybody else was in the room when she asked that, but I remember when she said that, I was like, "Hi, I would like to stand up and I would like to know exactly how you figure that out." Like, that is something that I would love to know, because people love to talk a big game and then they don't have anything to back it up. And I'm like, I'm an Enneagram 3, so not achieving things is not something that computes in my brain. Like, when people are like, I can't do that, I'm like, can you walk me through your thought process? Because that's actually not anything that I can compute. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't? What do you mean? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. So that's the balance that I'm in, right? And so people have got to show you, and you've got to learn how to balance that. Like, yes, love on your people. Yes, give them all of the tools, but at the same time, and this is where this becomes a job. This is where this becomes a career. You've got to keep filling your funnel. You've got to keep filling your funnel. Always. Always be doing the business reach outs. Always doing the connection messages. You always need to be in conversations with new people. If you want to build a successful business in this, you've always got to be bringing in new people, because that does two things. That does two things. One, okay, you bring in a new person, and this person over here who said that they were going to go for it decides not to. Guess what? She fills that spot. It's fine. We're going to keep building. At least there's not any attrition, right? We brought them in. Or you bring somebody else new in. This girl really wasn't doing much, but you bring in a new runner, and now this person doing really well makes this one light a fire under her butt. Guess what? Then we all rise together. Always be bringing in new people. Because like I said, there are so many women in this seat who are like, either went and got a job, like a lot of my friends went and got a job and now they're staying at home. That's hard. You cannot depend on one income right now. You can't. Like, you physically cannot in the world that we live in right now. You can't do it. So reach out to those people. Like, don't be afraid. And also, like, if you want to build a business, let me ask you a question right now. If you are building on either Facebook or Instagram right now, and I were to go to your Facebook or Instagram, would I know that you are in the process of building a six-figure income? Would I know that? Would a potential girl who is sitting there staring at the ceiling fan, trying to figure out how her and her husband are going to make ends meet because she wants to stay home with their babies, and she goes to your profile, are you the girl for the job? You may sit here, do the work, do the things, but are you presenting yourself as the girl for the job? Because those are two different things. If you're gonna do one, you got to do the other. And I do connection messages. So everybody who follows me, I send them a message. And I've been really interested the last couple months. I'm always curious, and it's always so interesting to me when I send somebody a connection message because I love y'all, but if somebody like if one of y'all and I were to go to your profile and see that you're a Plexus person, love you so much, I'm not sending you a connection message. Like I love you, but like that's I'm not recruiting you. Like you're not that I don't have anything to gain, love you so big, but like I've got to put my energy in other places. And it's always so surprising to me when I send somebody a connection message and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm a Plexus person." I'm like, "I had no idea. Your open sign wasn't on. Is your open sign on? Are you open for business? Are you positioning yourself as a leader?" And also, there's nothing wrong with positioning yourself as a leader. I started to say once I got off that ship at Leaders Retreat, I said I'm a top earner in this company because it was true. I kind of like finagled some math when I first like did my first post. I was like, well, I earned Rising Leaders Retreat. Technically, that is, for top leaders in the company. I was like, I'm gonna run with that. Why not? Why not? And if you're actively recruiting, let me tell you something. Based on some like new things, you're actually a top leader in this company more than what you think you are, okay? You are further ahead than what you think that you are, okay? If you are actively bringing people in for customers, for business builders, you are a top leader in this company, okay? You'd be surprised at how many people that you think are doing that are not doing that. We're gonna leave that at that, okay? So position yourself as a leader because nobody knows that you're not. And I will tell you the other reason why I want to say that is because people want to follow somebody that's going somewhere. You're not going to get on an airplane and your pilot's going to say you're supposed to like go to Georgia. I would love to go to Georgia right now. I wish I could go hang out with Chelsea. It's fine. If I were to get on an airplane and it says like we're taking off from Omaha, Nebraska, we're hopefully going to end up in Georgia. I'd be like, get me off this airplane because I'll walk myself. Like I'll do it myself. If you are not going to take me there, I will figure it out. People want to know that you're going somewhere. That's the other reason why I am constantly saying like position yourself as a leader. And also, don't be afraid to like talk highly about yourself. If I'm ever in my Instagram stories yapping about this income opportunity, one of the things that you will hear me say all the time is, I'm really dang good at my job and I'm going to lead you exactly where you need to be. Like, I'm the girl for the job. I say that all the time because one, I need to hear that. Two, they need to hear that. They need to hear that I have enough confidence in myself to lead them there because that's also part of it. You have to confident. You can I don't want to say fake it till you make it because I don't think that that's it. Face it. Like come face to face with it until you make it. Don't fake it. Face it until you make it and just keep pushing through the hard because the hard days are going to come. They're going to come. But I will say the people who stay in this the longest and fight the good fight, it's hard. And I'm in a season right now where I'm like asking the Lord, like, why am I not emerald yet? Like, what lesson do I still need to learn? I'm trying to learn them as fast as possible. I'm an Enneagram 3. I'm like, how quickly can I learn all the lessons that you need me to learn? Like, can I have a crash course in that? Chelsea and I talk about this all the time. Steph and I actually, Steph is our like upline, and she's a mindset coach. And her and I did a coaching call, and I was like, I wish that I could just do like a 72-hour like retreat where I could just like work through all of my trauma at once. She's like, that is the most Enneagram 3 thing that I've ever heard you say. And I was like, yeah, like how can I get this done the fastest way possible? I even said to Chelsea, so I had surgery last Thursday and we had a really big scare on Saturday, like a near death experience. Like I thought that I was bleeding out. And I said to Chelsea the other day, I'm like, I'm at the point where like I wish that I could just get through this to where this trauma can be funny because right now I'm not funny about it. And that's not fun for me. Like my Bell's palsy is fun to me. My rough childhood is funny to me. I'm like, I'm at the point where like I would prefer for my trauma to be funny, but we're just not quite there yet. But just if you could just keep pushing through the hard, it will come because I know that I'm building a legacy business. I know that I am not a flash in the pan leader. And if it takes me longer to get somewhere to continue to build that solid foundation, because I know that we are seeing a lot of people come in and pop off and hit these really big ranks, that's great. And I love that. And I'm so happy for them. But I want to know, what does that look like in 10 years? Because I know that if the roots that I'm planting are deep, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm building a firm, solid foundation. And if you can keep showing up consistently and keep doing the things, you will get there too. But it's doing the hard things over and over and over again. That was actually not at all anything what I had on my sticky notes. So I hope that that was good because I just went off the
Nauseous.
cuff. Even
Yeah,
though ChatGPT told me not to go off the cuff, but I did
No,
it.
that's your
I
head. It feels
I
a lot better.
love off
As
the
long as it
cuff.
feels like something from my nausea,
Right.
but they're my head. No, I think time is helping with your head. You're nauseous.
Does
Take it.
Julie know she's not muted?
There,
Okay, good.
there we
No, I was trying to mute her, muting and driving. Don't mute and drive. It's dangerous.
go.
Um, no, Libby, I actually love that like you went off the cuff because I think that that's where passion meets like your purpose here. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's on your heart. And like you said some things that really stood out to me. I think I have heard a lot, fake it till you make it. And when you said face it till you make it, like one of the things we talk about a lot is like you will become a leader through your
Yes.
journey. Like if
Yes.
you have big dreams here, there's no path forward that does not involve facing the struggles, the hurdles, the mindset challenges you have and
Yeah.
over them and moving forward. And you do just have to face it. The other thing you said that really jumped out at me was I was in a hard season and I thought, well, this is a great time to make it even harder. Like, this is a great time to just knuckle under. Things are already really hard.
Yeah.
Like, let's just knuckle under things because it's not going to get any easier. And I think so often when we do have hard seasons, it's easy to say, well, once this season passes, then, and if you're anything like me, what you've learned is like hard leads to hard, leads to a different hard. Like, I
Correct.
don't think adults, especially as a mom, which you'll walk that road too,
Mhm.
there's never not a hard season.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's never a season where this business is easy to build. Like
Yeah.
there isn't.
Nope.
Um, so I want to ask you a question because I think I know your answer. Like,
Yeah.
tell me, like, how, what emotions, like, how did you feel when they announced the business blocks? And kind of how has that shifted your mindset this past like month, knowing that that is really going to start being the building blocks of our businesses?
I'm ecstatic.
Yeah.
I love the blocks. I've already built one. I'm on my way to a second. We already have 5 brand ambassadors on our team this month, and that's the most that we've had like in a really long time. And here's what I will also say is what region are y'all in? Are y'all in the central region? Is there anybody here on the central region?
Most is Southern.
Okay, okay. So I'm in the central region. So my like corporate person is Amy. Okay.
Okay.
And I actually feel like I kind of have an upper hand with Amy. I don't know if y'all know who Amy is. Amy came with Stuart, which that alone, I'm like, money, 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 money. That is gold to me. That's solid gold. You are one of Stuart McMillan's right-hand people. Yes, come sit at my table. Do you want to do a team call? Come sit with me. So Amy did a team call, but I think I also really respect Amy a lot because she knows ball. She knows this game. She built in Monet for years, and then she went to Olive Tree People, and now she's at corporate. So like the trade, like you'll know sometimes when corporate gives us training, and I'm like, I love you so big, but the wording that you just gave me, I would never use on my deathbed. Like love you so big. But Amy knows ball, and so Amy. That was very like Gen Z Zennial of me to say no ball. I'm so sorry. She knows what she's doing.
It's
She knows what
okay.
she's doing. But she came in and she did a team call for us 2 weeks, and I'll drop it in the chat. Like Tracy, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you because she talked about the blocks.
Oh, perfect.
The
Yeah.
blocks came from Stuart. That was something that they did in Monet. And so that is probably here to stay. And I will tell you, building a block feels so much more doable than going silver. I don't know why. Because then you've got somebody else who's got skin in the game, right? And it's not necessarily like they don't have to go silver. Like I actually had a girl from Monet. I met her at an event a couple months or last month. She ordered pink drink. I ordered shampoo. After she has a baby next week, her and I are talking about Plexus. And so she's already referred somebody. And right now, she's just going to refer one person. That's fine. Her upgrade to a brand ambassador counts as one. The building blocks are the foundation because Amy broke it down really, really well. And I'll send that training to you because she just breaks them down so well. But here's what she said. I'll kind of spoil it a little bit. But she built to the top of Monet, and anytime anybody came to her and was like, my business, I'm stuck in my business, she was like, when was the last time you built a block? Go build a block. Because what that does is you're bringing in new customers, but you're also bringing in a new business builder. And so she had said in her 10 years of building, there was only 2 months that she didn't build 3 blocks per month. And I'm like, great. If that's the standard to build to the top, move out of my way. I'm going to build 3 blocks a month because I know that it's possible. I know that it's possible. And it really, truly, like when you look at it, when we're talking about like what I talked about today, like building your business on a solid foundation, a brick is that. Like that is a brick. And so I love the bricks more than anything else that I think that they've rolled out. Don't get me wrong. I love the development bonus. I loved enjoying like watching that number crank up, and I was really mad when it was gone. But I was like, but did I really work that hard for that development bonus? Like I didn't. It was fun money. And I love that. I loved fun money. But again, like what I said earlier, network marketing is changing. This is a job. Like if you want to make $20,000 a month, you're gonna have to work for $20,000 a month. Like, don't get me wrong. I loved the 13,000 or the not 13,000. I wish that I got a $13,000 development bonus. Holy crap. A $1,300 development bonus. I loved that, but I was like, what did I really do to earn that? It didn't feel as good. The blocks, I'll work hard for a block. I'll work hard for a block because that's an extra, if you build three, that's a guaranteed $450 per month. You know what I mean? At minimum, not even continuing the point. So I really do. I love the blocks. I love them.
Well, and I think too, it's making us all face this reality of like there is no road forward without developing new shares.
Correct. And there's a time. I can I go a little like unhinged for like
Yes,
2 seconds?
yes, we love Unhinged.
Great, cool. Okay. I am so sick of seeing the same Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond walk across the stage every year. I'm sick of it. Don't get me wrong. Love them so much. Like grateful for you, grateful for the foundation that y'all have built. But there is a time. If there was a time for new leaders, it's now. I don't want you to think that you have to be a certain way. I don't want you to think that you have to be like the diamonds who have gone before. I'm going to tell you right now, there is a new, I tell this to my team all the time. And somebody at corporate told me this, and I don't know who it was. It might have been Reed. And anything Reed says, I'm like, yes, I love Reed. He's the best. But somebody said that Legacy Collective, which is my team name, is the next generation of Plexus leaders. And that sets me on fire. But I also think in the seat that we are all in, if you are actively building this business, you are the next up and coming leader. Like you are next. There is a time, and I don't know if y'all can feel it. There's a shift in Plexus. There's a shift in network marketing where people are done dabbling. I'm not saying that we haven't been trying hard in business, but there are a lot of people who are like, I am so done playing small. Like there is big money to be had. There are big leaders jumping from another company. I don't know if do y'all follow Debbie Neal? Does anybody here follow Debbie Neal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody she left Arbonne. I don't know if y'all know this. That is a sinking ship. I recently learned that I like to go a little FBI agent every now and then, and I like to go digging on what other companies are doing. So I have some like insider info from over there. So be bold to reach out to girls and other network marketing companies and just be honest. Be like, listen, you may be totally happy with where you're at, but I don't know, you might be open to something else. I'd love to chat with you about what we're doing over here at Plexus. But then also have the evidence to back it up. Talk about how incredible our products are. Talk about, if I had to give you a nugget to talk about how your paycheck is increasing. Because that is not the case for everybody. Talk about Stuart McMillan. Talk about that man. That man is well known in the network marketing community for making people's bank accounts grow. Talk about it. Be bold, okay? There's a lot of things shaking, and it is time for a wave of new leaders who have built network marketing not as a side hustle, not the leaders from 2015 where you could build a business from making one Facebook post. That was great. I love that for them. But that's not what this is now. There is a new wave of leaders who have coming up who will stand on stage. I will be able to stand on stage as a diamond, hopefully a sapphire at next convention and be like, I got here with blood, sweat, and tears, and I wouldn't change it. There is a new wave of people that are doing that, who are talking about the honesty of what it takes to build a network marketing business because it's hard, but it's also great. Again, like I said, it's not that deep, but it is crazy impactful. We're talking about a pink drink. Like, you know,
It's hard, but it's great. Okay, last question for you, and then we'll hop off. I know that there are some people on this call who are like, awesome, Libby, that you have 5 brand ambassadors on your team. I've been stuck at senior silver or gold for 5 years and can't get my dog to share a post. Like, but they want it. Like, I see, like, I want it, they want it. And like, where do you start if you have historically not been somebody who's duplicated at all or well, but you want this now? Like, where do you start? Where do you find people? How do you talk to them?
okay. I think if you've been stuck for a while, I think you need to ask yourself, what am I going to consistently do differently? Because you've been stuck in the same spot because you've been doing the same things. Like the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. I'm not saying you're not going to have ebbs and flows, but what are you going to consistently do for 30, 60, 90 days? What are you going to do differently? Because you've got to change something up. Like, obviously, something that you're doing is not working. Is it the way that you're posting? Like, do you need to go and post as a leader who knows what they're talking about? Is it to bring in new people? When was the last time you brought in a new person? When was the last time? I guess I would ask this, like, when was the last time you asked somebody if they would be interested in taking a look at this business? When was the last time you made the ask? And if you're like, I ask people all the time, it's like, okay, well, then how are you asking? I think it's just evaluating what you're doing and what you need to do differently. Because we've also been stuck in that rut too. Like, we haven't had a lot of new brand ambassadors coming in, and this is the biggest month that we've had. And it's great. It's great because we changed things 30, 60, 90 days ago. I think that that's another part of it is if you're going to honestly, and I think it also takes a certain level of you've got to get honest and you also like get honest with yourself and have somebody get honest with you. You can't have your feelings be hurt. I say to Chelsea all the time, I have done a call with Trisha Regar before, and I have said, listen, what I want you to say to me right now is if you were in another room talking to other top leaders and be like, Libby would be a diamond if she could do X, Y, and Z. That's what I want to hear. I don't want anybody, don't sugarcoat it. Sugarcoating does nothing for me. So ask somebody, would I be where I want to be if I did XYZ? Like, tell me what XYZ is. And then you have to be okay with what they said. Because it's not an attack on you. It like that it has nothing to do with me actually. I am in control of all of the things. You can pivot and you can change at any moment. You've got to be okay with feedback. And if you're not, that's probably where you're like why you're where you're at. Like at some point you've got to be coachable. You've got to be coachable, consistent, and bold. Those are the three things that I would say to bring new people in if you've been stuck. Is like really look like are you stuck and looking for an excuse and you're just like, yeah, I've just been stuck forever? Or are you genuinely where I'm at right now where I'm like, I think I'm gonna like bash my head in the wall because I've been doing so well. And Chelsea will tell me, Steph will tell me, Trisha will tell me, like, there is nothing that Libby is doing wrong. Libby is doing all of the things. And I'm just like, okay, great. So it really just is God. We're just waiting on God. That's so fun. Wow. Like I'm busting my butt right now. But also, that could be part of it. But if you are not in that spot where somebody is telling you, where a top leader who has built this is telling you you're doing all of the things right, you've got to be okay with pivoting and changing some
Love
things and doing those types of things. So and I
Yeah.
also like I have another 20 minutes. Like if you want me for another
Oh,
20 minutes, like
cool.
it's just me hanging out. I just chugged an active, so now I'm like, hit me. I don't care. It's great.
Go.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, Libby, I feel like I was on a call with you and you were talking about your connection messages, and I feel like you're
Yeah.
doing most of those on Instagram. And I
Yes.
remember I did it for a little bit. I did, but I struggle with like I'll do it for a little bit, and then I'm like, well, it's not working like it works for Libby, so I'm out.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
but like I saw you pop up on my page. This is a little bit about me. Like, are you on here just for fun, or like are you making income on here too? Is that
Yeah.
still your main jam? Like that's how you build? Is you're sending those messages? Or
Yes. So here's what I will tell you. Put your hand out. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. hold on, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Doing it for a little bit doesn't count. And I know that hurt. And I know that that was not what you wanted me to tell you. I have sent 40 connection messages every day for the last year. 40. That's a lot. And people are like, well, what do you do when somebody doesn't respond? I'm like, well, I don't really care because 2 days at like if I'm sending somebody a message on a Monday and they leave me on red on Monday, by Wednesday, I've already messaged 80 more people and I actually don't care what Cindy Lou Who is doing. Like I don't care if you left me on red. I'm very unbothered by it. Like, what do I care? I think the only time that I stopped sending connection messages, I mean, and here's I'll be honest. So I had a doctor's appointment. Fertility stuff really started in May. I had a doctor's appointment go south. So May, June, and July absolutely kicked my butt. Like I think that there are certain hard seasons where like if it is a
Yeah.
dog fight to get up every day and you're just doing the bare minimum, like sometimes you do get grace. And I'm not very good at giving myself grace. Like I still worked my butt off, but I wasn't doing connection messages every day. And I will tell you that 90 days after that, I was like, crap. I don't have anybody in my funnel. Well, of course you don't have anybody in your funnel. You didn't reach out to anybody. So I'm not saying, and here's the other part, because I struggle with follow through. That's something that I'm very willing to admit. Like follow through. I actually just wrote that like in my journal this morning to God, like help me be a follow through leader. It's something that I've always struggled with in my marriage, in my friendships. Like I say I'm going to do something and I'm just not great at follow through, but I'm working on it. And so I think, Allie, what I would tell you is pick a number. Pick a number that you know you can commit to. Because what I don't want you to do is to get off this call and be like, Libby sends 40 every day. I didn't start with 40. Start with 10. Start because you're going to build your confidence. Like you're going to send 10 for a week and you're like, okay, I actually can do this. And it's actually okay if people don't respond. Because the other thing that connection messages do, and this is where I want you to think about this, and this is where my social media brain comes in, and I'm grateful that I've been on social media since I was a sophomore in high school. That's an upper hand that I have. Like I've been doing this a long time, but I've been showing up consistently in the business world for almost 10 years, right? Because 2017 was almost 10 years ago. So I've been building for 10 years. So the way that it works is those connection messages are not just so that that person will respond. What the connection messages does is it also will push your content out to more people. Because I'll also be really honest, I've doubled my following in the last year. I have grown by 15,000 followers in the last year. And I think a lot of it is because of connection messages and I post like a mad woman. I don't care if I'm in your, if you see 3 of my posts in one day, great, I'm doing my job. You want to know why I'm so proud of that? Amber Miller came up to me, not this last convention, but the convention before. And I'm like starstruck. I'm like, Amber Miller, she's like, I just want you to know you pop up on my feed all the time. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, well, then I'm just going to keep posting 3 times a day for the rest of my life. If Amber Miller tells me I'm doing something right, that is going in stone for the rest of my life. I could be on my deathbed and something is going on Instagram that day. And so when you pair those things together, like when you're sending the connection message, it's pushing your content to that person, but also to the people that they interact with. And that's a more like intricate thing. But the connection message isn't just for that message alone. It's got another purpose to it. Does that make sense? I know that that was kind of like intricate and I went a little Gen Z on y'all for a hot minute, but I do love it.
Well, and you can really do if somebody's like, well, I'm on Facebook, like you can do a similar thing with your followers and your friends.
Yeah, you can. I don't know how to do it. Facebook is a beast that I have not gone back to. And I think honest, Chelsea and I actually had this conversation yesterday where I do want to go back and build on Facebook. I feel like Instagram, I've built like a community of people who want to follow along with Life with Libby. And I've built like a really great community over there. I love it so much. And Facebook was really where I built Plexus the first time. And there's just a lot of people. I've changed a lot as a person in the last 10 years and didn't really keep up to date with that on Facebook. And so I have a little reservations about that because like the people I'm friends with on Facebook, I'm like, I actually don't have anything in common with you anymore. And I don't really know like it's like Ricky Bobby. Like I don't know what to do with my hands here. Like I don't know what to do with you. Like we used to party in high school, but like I've been sober for almost 2.5 years and you still drink every weekend. I don't know what to do with you. So I haven't really built on Facebook, but it is something that I want to do. So I guess follow along on Facebook to see how I'm going to figure out how to build a business there because man, I love a challenge. But yeah, Chelsea has built on Facebook. Like Chelsea built to Emerald on Facebook. Birthday messages, she will is a hill she'll die on. She sends everybody a birthday message. I'm like, "Bleh," over my dead body.
Yeah.
I'm not sending a birthday message. I'm not doing that. But that's also because I'm 29 and that would be weird. But for you guys, it's normal. Like
Well,
Facebook, I think it's normal. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe
I
I'm
think it's
wrong.
generational. No, I think you're accurate because so I just turned 40, right?
Okay.
Um, that Facebook came out when I was in college. That's where like I'm connected to everybody in life. But as you're talking, Libby, one of the thoughts I was having is like we always say like Facebook is like friends, family, connections, kids connections. Like it's people you actually know in real life. And I'm assuming the community you've built on Instagram, they're not people you know in real life. They're people you've met on the internet. And so it's kind of this interesting dichotomy of like some people are going to have known people their whole lives and like that's where Chelsea and I both built. That's where a lot of people in here have built on Facebook.
Mhm.
Whereas I'm like sitting here thinking the opportunity for people who maybe don't have that circle of people or that influence or they haven't been on social media very long, there's an opportunity on Instagram that is like a vast like playing field for you of building
Yes.
influence, of deciding what you're going to share about, of like really leaning in over there. Because I do think they serve two separate purposes, kind of.
Agreed. I
Um,
agree. Yeah.
and so that's really interesting to think about. But like, I also think some people get frustrated because they're not growing on Instagram, but if you're not messaging people, then you're not getting content pushed out. And like it's a cycle, right? It's a
It is a
cycle.
cycle. Yeah.
Um, and so I think that that's really encouraging. And I'm sitting here thinking like, even if you've got 500 followers, my question is, have you messaged them all?
Right.
You've got 200 followers. Have you messaged them all? Right? Um,
Yeah.
you got to start with what you have and then build from there. You can't look at Libby and say, well, she's got, 30,000 followers. Like I could never do what she did. She started with zero,
Yes.
right? Like we
And
all start with zero.
yeah. And that is true for both, social media and for your back office points. Like everybody started at zero. Like
Yeah.
everybody started at zero. But I will say, and this is just like some food for thought, there is not a single person on my team that I met in real life. Every single person on my team I have met through social media. And the first time that I met these people was either at convention or leaders retreat or like our gold getaway that we do. Every single person is from the online world. And I think that is an upper hand because I just FaceTimed with a girl yesterday, one of my new runners. And I think if you're going to do Instagram, you need to throw away the idea that you have to be perfect because gone are the days of pretty aesthetics. Nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore. I know for me, like getting ready to, God willing, walk into the season of motherhood, I do not want to see white everything. Like that is a lie. You're lying to me. Everything is not white and put away everywhere. And I know that the same is for y'all. Be real and be authentic. And yesterday, I was on FaceTime with Emily. She's my new runner. She was in a network marketing company before and just made a switch. And we were on FaceTime for an hour and she's like, I just like want to say that like you are exactly who you are on FaceTime as you are on Instagram. I was like, oh, well, yeah, like I don't have it in me to play the pretend game. Like that's exhausting. So I think if you're going to show up on social media, you don't have to have a big personality. Because that is one thing that people can get really twisted is they're like, well, Libby has a big personality. I'm like, well, yeah, but like Chelsea also has built a really incredible following, but Chelsea and I are completely different. She's so introverted it kills her. Like there are things that like I would rather like speak on stage than clean my house. And Chelsea is the opposite. Like I don't want to clean my house. You know what I mean? But I would rather speak on stage. And so I think as long as you can just authentically show up and don't overthink it. Like it's not going to be perfect. You're going to figure it out along the way. it doesn't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. And the only way that you're going to figure out what content works and what stories work is by doing it. Like you can read and research and do all of the things when it comes to social media, but for your audience specifically, you are only going to know what works by doing things and by posting the content and figuring out what people interact with. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Libby, I have a
Does
question for you.
Fire
Um,
away.
Thank you. What is your process for finding new people to connect with? Are you looking like, how do you
Yeah.
find the accounts and the people?
That's a great question. Okay. I'm a military spouse and I am big in the fitness realm. I also have never met a color that I didn't like. I love a cute outfit. So what I will do is I will go to like big military spouse influencer pages, like ones who have hundreds of thousands of followers, and I will go to their most recent videos. And what I want to do is I'll go through their comment section. I want to see people who are actively like using Instagram the way that it's supposed to be. I want to see people who are commenting. I don't want just lookers, I don't want just viewers because I used to just go to their following, but I want to see people who are actively like on social media. And so I'll go through the comments and I'll go through however many videos it takes me. And a lot of it too is like, I'm gonna say this as kind as I possibly can. Don't just send it to send it. Like if somebody looks like they would not be good at this, don't send a message. Like I'm a Christian, so like there are certain people, if I look at them, I'm like, I would never want to do business with you. We're gonna keep going. Like we're gonna keep going. But I go to the comment sections of these big and I'll click on their profile and I'll kind of look and then I'll send them a message. And bonus points, if I'm like in a hurry, I will go through the comment section and I'm just going to look for people who have like that ring around their profile because that means that they're actively posting on social media. And those are the people that I also want. Like I want people who are using social media the way that it's intended to be. So like find what your hobbies are. Like if you love to garden, go to Martha Stewart's page. That's a great place to start, you know? Like go to these places of these bigger influencers who have similar interests. And that's where I found him. Like Maddie Clark is one of my big runners. I'm sure that all of you know who Maddie Clark is. She's got a personality bigger than mine, which I didn't think was possible. But she came from, I sent a connection message from a Pilates page that I had found her on. And she's one of my biggest runners now. So yeah. And not everybody will respond, but again, like I said, I don't really care.
What is your connection message that you're sending?
I can send it. Because I did change it. Allie, I did change it from are you building like what did I say? Are you using Instagram just for fun or are you building from it too? I was using that out the gate and now I don't. So I will put it here. I'll put it here in the chat for y'all. And make this your own. Like do what you got to do. Like make that your own, but that's what I'm using to send to people. And then, we bebop back and forth and they tell me where they're from and I ask them like how long they've lived there and they tell me and then I ask them if they like it there, they tell me and then I say, are you using Instagram just for fun or are you building it from it too? Because also they know. Like if we ping pong back and forth for long enough and they've gone and creeped on my profile, they know that I'm a professional network marketer. They know the ask is coming and that's fine. I would rather do the ask first and then if they're like, oh no, like I'm just using it for fun, I'll send them a voice message. And then if they're not interested, that's fine. Like that's still somebody that I can still like circle back to in a few weeks and just be like, girl, like how are you? How's life? Like how's weather down in wherever they are? You know what I mean? Like be a human. Yeah, so that's the connection message that I send.
I have one more for you, Libby.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I
Yeah.
feel like we heard at one point, like, talk about Plexus in your stories. Don't put it on your main page. But then I look at you, I'm like, Libby's posting about it on her main page all the time. Like, she doesn't give a flip.
Yep.
So, what's your ratio? If you're posting 3 times a day, are you
Yep.
like, how are you weaving this, babe?
Yep, great question. So I do one product post every day, and I rotate that out between gut health, GLP-1, and clean energy because I attract a lot of different people. Like there's a lot there. Like I've got a pretty wide range. So I'll do one product post every day. I do one income opportunity post every day. And then I do one relatable reel. And what the relatable reel is, that's shareable. Like that's if you go, let me see. And there's a purpose for it. There is a purpose for all three. The relatable reels are like shareable. So like if you were to go to my profile right now, I posted yesterday, my relatable post was in quotes, it says, I saw you talking to yourself. And it says, God forbid I ask an expert for advice. Right? That's funny. That's so funny. Was that original? Did I come up with that? No. I saw another girl post that and she had done really well. There are a lot of likes on that. I was like, great, I'm going to remake that. That's a relatable. You want the relatable to be shareable. You also want it to be to your personality. Like if you would never post something like that, don't post something like that. Um, I had another one where it was me and my husband, and it was like behind every girl who gets angry easily, there is a guy who makes fun, who thinks making her mad is the funniest thing in the world. That one a couple months ago had like millions of views. I was like, great. So I reposted it. Like I remade it again. Like it's really okay to redo those. So the relatable, the purpose of the relatable is just that, to keep you relatable. And when you do that, when you do the relatable content, like the God forbid I ask an expert for advice, you're giving people a peek into like your sense of humor and a peek into your life. But it also, like when people share that, it pushes your content out to more. And then it allows you to bring more followers in. Does that make sense? Like this is real, this could really be like a far more intricate like social media trading because the way that my brain works, I have learned is not how everybody else's brain works when it comes to social media. But yeah, that's my ratio. You will always see me. And I think too, when it comes to talking about Plexus in your stories, you will never see me talking about ingredients. I am not an ingredient girl. I don't care. Like if Chelsea's my best friend is an ingredient label, I've never read a label in my life. That's just not something that I care about. I just drink white Monster energy drinks for goodness sakes. Like I don't care. I don't care. So that's not how my brain works. But Maddie Clark loves to talk ingredients. But I think if you could do product placement, like every other day, you will see me in my Instagram stories talking about my life while mixing up my purple drink, while mixing up my active. That's showing that it fits into my life. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the thing too, Libby, that I want to back that up with is if you're sitting there and you're thinking, well, gosh, that's going to take work to get 3 posts a day, or that's going to be hard to do. Like, welcome to network marketing. And and one of the things I said this, I feel like Stuart is coming in and realizing that we don't have very many professional network marketers. We have a lot of people who've arrived at the destination. We have a
Yeah.
lot of people making side incomes or like, you know, that kind of stumbled into this. This is a new era of we are developing professional network marketers, people who say, I want to build a network marketing business. I am going to get good at doing that. And
Yeah.
this is part of that pie of like, I am figuring it out. I am posting 3 times a day. I am talking in my stories. I am finding reels to replicate. And like maybe it takes an hour for you to replicate a reel. Maybe it takes an hour every day for the first 2 weeks. And then it takes 30 minutes the next week. Like
Yes.
this is, that's something that I am having to realize is like everything is figure outable, but like it can
Yes.
feel hard and it can feel uncomfortable and like that's okay.
Yes. And there's two things that I want to piggyback on that with. One, if you see a reel that you like of somebody, screenshot it, send it to ChatGPT and say, how can I remake this to sound like me? If you are not using
I love
ChatGPT as your personal assistant, you are working far harder than what you need to be because I can tell you right now, every single time I see like a funny reel, I screenshot it, I send it to ChatGPT, and I say, remake this to make it sound like me. And they do. Second, what I want you to do, and I don't know like who's on this call. I don't know what if you do Plexus full time or if it's your side and it's going to be your full time. I was at an event here in Nebraska because we just moved here. I went to a women's event a couple months ago and I was meeting all of these new women and the question came up, what do you do for work? And I was shaking in my boots because nobody wants to be the network marketer. And I was like, you know what? I'll be damned. I am going to be the network marketer. I was like, well, I was like, I'm a top leader in a network marketing company. I was like, I know that when I say that, every single one of you like shudders and you're like, oh, here's a hey girl. I was like, but I really have the heart and the intention of changing the way that this industry is done. And I'm a professional network marketer. They're like, that's so cool. Tell me more. And I'm like, yeah, all that I did was be transparent. That I know what your fear is. I know that you don't want a hey girl message. Just be honest about it. And now, like, I actually had a girl the other day, she's like, I would love to join you in this business, but I've joined an influencer before and it didn't work out. And I sent her a voice message back. I was like, I'm gonna stop you right there. I was like, I'm not an influencer. I'm a professional network marketer. I have scaled my Instagram because I'm a professional. And I want each and every one of you to position yourself that way because Tracy's right. Like, we do not have many professional network marketers in this company. Be one of them. Like, I have said, and now I got to change it because she left, but I was like, I want to be the Debbie Neal of Plexus. Like, I want to be the next Debbie Neal. Like, I am a professional network marketer, and I encourage each and every one of you to do the same because why not? Why not?
And because there's space here. There's
Yes.
space for that here. And you're going to have to step into it likely before you believe it. You're going to have to step into that confidence and start sharing, where are you headed? What are you building? What
Yes.
success have you seen? Because you've all seen some level of success, but it's really the where are you headed? Nobody knows what Sapphire means. What they do
Correct.
know is I help women find success in network marketing businesses, right?
Yes.
I help women make income from home. And so every single one of you can lean into that and step into that. Okay, Libby, thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh my gosh, of course. Thank you so much for having me. This filled my cup and this like made me so happy. I needed this today. We needed a win. So this was good. I love this. And I did a dry heave, so that's like even
You
better.
didn't. I know. I was waiting for it and you didn't. But thank you for on and thank you for pouring belief over us. We're cheering you on to Emerald and Beyond, friend, because you're gonna get there. You are,
Yeah.
and you're gonna soar past it. So y'all, thank you for being on Rising Leaders. We'll see you next week. Bye guys.